Welcome. This module will introduce us to Tier 2 critical features. Our learning intentions for today, we're going to understand the critical features of an evidence-based Tier 2 intervention, examine the use of behavior-specific feedback, and recognize how the daily progress report, or the DPR, is used during the check-in, check-out process. Going back to our professional learning roadmap, the TFI, we will next explore features 2.6, targeted critical features of an evidence-based Tier 2 intervention. Each Tier 2 intervention includes additional instructional time for student skill development, additional structure, predictability, and/or increased opportunity for feedback. And 2.6 says, we also want to have daily progress report and daily feedback. We'll talk about that in a few more minutes. This graphic, adapted from Horner and Sagai, Anderson, and Borgmeyer, shows additional critical features of an evidence-based Tier 2 intervention. Tier 2 critical features include additional time for instruction on skills, increased regular feedback, increased structure and prompts, increased intensity of data collection, increased family engagement, and efficient system for access and delivery of the intervention. Now, the next few slides will explain each of these 6 critical features as they relate to check-in, check-out. As we go through this module, think of a group intervention for behavior that you have observed or implemented and consider how many of the 6 Tier 2 critical features were incorporated into that intervention. So what is check-in, check-out? It's an additional layer of support for some students, daily organization and behavioral support, systematic behavior feedback, high rates of adult attention, communication link between school and home. It is not a traditional mentoring program, an individualized behavior intervention plan, or a disciplinary consequence. The check-in, check-out routine. First, we want to make sure we have a system and access check-in, check-out. We must provide attention to developing and teaching the check-in, check-out routine. This routine will answer questions like, where will the check-in occur? Will it take place in the classroom, the cafeteria, or maybe in the library media center? And how do we accommodate rearranged time so that students can check in before school starts and check out at the end of the day? Facilitators need to be available unencumbered for check-in in the mornings and check out in the afternoons. And the manner in which your check-in, check-out intervention is messaged is also very important. What will you call your check-in, check-out? For example, Lynn Haven Elementary call it the Lions Club. We want to make sure that the name we are giving to our program is daily, and daily progress report isn't subliminally labeling these students as poorly behaved or the kid with the red folder. Like tutoring groups, reading recovery groups, and mentor groups, it is important to take into consideration how we are naming these supports. So the first step in the daily cycle is to check in with the facilitator upon arrival to school. The adult greets a student in a positive manner, then reviews the school-wide expectations on the point sheet. They will obtain a new DPR while submitting the signed portion from the previous day. Finally, the adult will provide reinforcement by positively acknowledging the students for checking in. This process allows for increased structure and prompts, while also allowing for the opportunity for increased regular feedback. During the day, or in each class or activity, the teacher provides positive and/or corrective behavioral feedback as opposed to negative feedback. Teacher completes a daily progress report for each time frame or activity. Teachers need to be clear and understanding when to give a 0, a 1, or a 2. The rubric for scoring the DPR is indicated on this sample on the left side of this DPR. A 2, you've got it, 0 to 1 reminders. A 1, almost, 2 to 3 reminders, and a 0, keep trying, 4+ reminders. The teacher should clearly define corrective feedback as opposed to negative feedback. And we want the teacher to describe the behavior he and she wants to see from the student. So the teacher might say, remember to raise your hand to wait to be called on before you speak, instead of stop talking out in class. Following this cycle allows for increased regular feedback, additional instruction on skills, and an increase in the intensity of data being collected. This is an example of a daily progress report used for check-in, check-out. The DPR is built upon the 3 expectations of safe, respectful, responsible. The school created this DPR so that it will be generalizable across student schedules. Progress is scored on a 3-point scale, and there are defined times for feedback. The DPR was built upon a 3-point rating scale. Notice that a defined scoring criteria was developed on the previous one. We had that, and this one too at the top. A student doesn't need to have better behavior than their peers to obtain a 2. The scoring criteria for a 2 should be similar to the behavior that's from other same age peers. This is an example of another DPR that is not divided into time frames, but is divided into either work or activities. So it's either the content or the activities that's been happening throughout the day. Here's another example from high school students using a block schedule. We're going to have access to all of these samples within this module, so you'll be able to get them. Check-in, check-out daily cycle continues. At the end of the day, the student checks in, checks out with the facilitator. Participating students will check out at the end of the day. During this process, the facilitator and the student review the points received and the student's goal. The facilitator makes sure to provide acknowledgement to students for checking out, but also an acknowledgement if the student met their goal. The student then takes the DPR family portion home to share with the family. Following this cycle for checking in, checking out, increases regular feedback, again, and provides instruction on skills and an increase in the intensity of data being collected. As noted in the previous slide, once a student checks out with the facilitator, she takes the family portion of the DPR home. This creates an increased family communication opportunity as the relative provides a reinforcer for bringing the DPR home for a signature. The check-in, check-out adult provides positive acknowledgement when the student returns a signed card for the next day. And in the event that the card is not returned, we are not to penalize the student. We're going to watch 2 videos, and I want you to notice the interaction between the adult and the student and how feedback is provided.
Hi, Mrs. Thatcher. Here's my check-in, check-out.
Good morning. How was your night last night?
Good.
Good. Did you get some of your homework done?
Yeah.
Have a seat. Looks like you have a parent's signature, so that's good. I'll put that in your file. But you said your homework is done?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So let's take a look here. Looks like you need 54 points for today. How many points are you hoping you can get?
54.
And what are you going to do to get those 54 points?
I'm going to be saying like proud
Mm-hmm.
and be safe, respectful, and responsible.
Perfect. Sounds like you have a big goal for today. In addition to being Sound Like Proud, I would really like you to focus on getting that homework done in your study hall today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd also like you to do what the teachers are asking you to do.
Okay.
All right, so, and also a goal I have for you today is to tell 2 friends something nice.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
See you after school.
Yeah.
Did you finish your composition for recorder?
I did most of it, but
Most
I
of
didn't
it.
finish most.
But we had plenty of time, so I think I'm going to have to give you a 1 for being responsible. How about being respectful? When I asked you to put the pencils and everything away, were you able to do that?
Yes.
Oh, great, great. Then you get a 2. Thank you. Good job, Kendall. Keep up the good work on being respectful. Let's make sure we get our work done. Class, it's time to go to specials. Please put your things underneath your pencil boxes and show me that you're ready to go.
Can you please check off my
Well, hi, Kendall.
being safe?
Sure. So we were working here and trying to figure out if you were safe, respectful, and responsible. How about safe today? Were you safe?
Yes.
You were safe, so you'd get a 2 for being safe. Great job. How about being respectful?
Yes.
What were you doing that was being respectful today?
I was keeping my hands, feet, and body to myself.
Well, that's very respectful, so we would circle a 2 for you. How about being responsible today?
I remembered to do my homework.
Remember to do it. Did you remember to bring it back?
Yes.
You did remember to bring it back? That's awesome. So you were being responsible there. That would be a 2. So 6 points there. You got all the points. Great job, Kendall. Proud of you.
Hi, Mrs. Tasher. I reached my goal.
Wow, nice work. Looks like you had a great day. Thanks for being on time. Okay, reading, got all your points. Writing, I noticed a 1 on responsibility. What happened?
I think I just lost a little bit of my concentration.
Okay, so in order to change that for tomorrow, you'll be able to focus. Okay, good. Math looks great. Lunch, recess, study hall. Did you get some of your homework done?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, specials looks good. Daily score was a 53 out of 54, so you got your goal just about, just missed 1. We'll work on that for tomorrow. Make sure you get a parent signature tonight and bring it back in the morning.
Thank you.
All right, see ya. Have a good night.
You too.
This is an example of the complete and checkout process.
As a classroom teacher, you may have the opportunity to have students involved in a Tier 2 intervention called check-in, check-out. Check-in, check-out gives adults the opportunity to teach expectations for behavior in a focused and deliberate way so that students who have demonstrated a need for more support in learning desired school behaviors will have multiple chances for feedback to focus their learning. Let's take a look at a non-example to start.
Why are you bringing this paper? I don't have time for these points. Go get back to
Why
work.
can't you not tell me?
I just don't have time to talk about this. Responsibility, respect, silliness. You know how kids are supposed to act at school.
When giving feedback for check-in, check-out, teachers need to be sure that they are giving this feedback in a one-on-one and possibly a private setting. In addition, it needs to be specific to the student and to the expectations they are working on. It needs to be done in a timely manner at each time period that your school has established. It also needs to encourage next steps for the students so that their behavior has a chance to improve during the next time block. Let's see if we can try this again.
Responsible. Were you being safe during that time? Okay. How were you being safe?
Not hurting nobody.
Okay. So keeping your hands to yourself. What else? Were you roaming around the room? No. What were you doing?
I was trying to listen to the book while you were telling me to keep reading your books.
Okay. Good. So you're keeping your hands and legs to your seat, and you were staying seated, right? Following directions. Okay. So I would agree with that. So you get a 1 for respectful, 2 for responsible, and 2 for safe. All right. We're gonna try to next hour work on that respectful and not call out, but make sure we raise our hand and wait. Okay.
I want you to notice that the teacher used 4 important strategies when giving feedback. The first was that she used the school-wide expectations to drive her conversation with the student. The second is that she involved the student and asked for input. The third is that she was able to give behavior-specific praise during the feedback, which is a very important component of a successful check-in, check-out program. The teacher also gave the positive opposite of behavior that needed to be worked on, not just pointing out errors, but giving a suggestion for moving forward. You may be wondering what happens when your student goes to check in the morning or check out in the afternoon with their facilitator. Here are some examples of checking out at the end of the day so that you have a better understanding of what types of things the facilitators will be working on with your students.
What was our goal today? Okay, so did we make the goal? Did we get pretty close? Okay, I want you to tell me right here you got these ones. What were you not doing to strive to be your best?
Well, when I was with Miss Sunny, I was just like rocking in the chair.
Okay.
She thought I was like not too striving, but I was working respectfully and
Okay, but do you understand how to us that could look like you weren't doing your best? So what should you do next time? When you find yourself doing something like this, what should we do?
fix myself.
Sure, of course. Very good. So we didn't make our goal, but I'm very proud that you got close. Here's your dolphin for being responsible and coming down here. You hold that. It's here, right? So 8 times 2 is
16.
16. Oh, the smiley face. 7. Oh, we have another 8. 8 times 3 is?
I forgot. At least I got odd twos though.
8, 16, 20.
That's your responsibility. That's
4.
Miss Jefferson.
All right, 7 times 2 is?
14.
14. And then we have 5 and 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Add it up.
I worked everything.
8. So
You did? Okay, good.
we got 2, 3, 4.
You got 48 points today, and your goal was 47. All right, so remember we were talking about your afternoons. We're starting to drop off. So tell me what you did right here today, because look at that.
I just paid attention.
You were paying attention, so you were showing the teacher respect. All right, tell me something else.
I wasn't talking.
And that's caring about your community and respect. So great job. That's what you have to do to reach your goal. 48 points. You showed respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And caring. Great job. And would you like to stamp your card? What are we at today?
10.
10. You're so close to your next level. Great job, man. You think we can go up to 48 tomorrow? We've been on 47. I think you're ready. Thank you for coming here and being responsible. Have a great day. You're welcome.
The check-in, check-out Tier 2 intervention at your building will give your students the skills to increase desired behaviors by providing increased adult monitoring, increased opportunities for positive reinforcement, as well as increased practice with the behaviors on your school matrix. When this is combined with continuous data monitoring and a supportive Tier 2 team, it will create a safety net for students who need additional support around behavior to allow more time for shaping academics.
So we've got a reflection form and included in this module, and you'll have an opportunity to reflect on these questions about the videos. What did you see that worked? How might students in your school benefit from check-in, check-out? And how might the teachers benefit from check-out process in your school? And we want to make sure that the daily progress that we remember that the daily progress report is not the intervention. Check-in, check-out provides prompts for adults, pro-social adult interactions, and constructive corrective feedback. Check-in, check-out needs to be framed for the student and an adult as an opportunity to offer more positive feedback to let students know when they are finding success. When correcting behavioral errors, deliver feedback in a brief, concise manner. Pair that feedback with behavior-specific acknowledgement when the student displays the expected behavior. Clarify and reteach expectations using error correction as a teaching opportunity, and make sure we use the same calm instructional approaches used to point out problem behavior throughout specific feedback and redirection. By correcting errors through an instructional lens and providing specific feedback when the students are following the expectations, we begin to shape the behavior. Error correction should take 1 minute or less with the teacher giving feedback. And we want to be careful about providing space for open comments from staff on the daily progress report. The intention of the DPR is to progress monitor behavior, progress, and process. Allowing space for comments tends to prompt adults to write something negative, discourages staff from providing verbal feedback by allowing them the opportunity to only write a comment. We also lose the opportunity to reteach the behavior when our feedback is only provided as a written comment. Because the DPR is meant to be a progress monitoring tool, we do not take points away that the student has already learned. As we conclude this webinar, we want to remember that check-in, check-out is an opportunity for student, teacher, and family to work together to improve behavior. Students in check-in, check-out learn to self-monitor, internalize successes, and develop self-confidence. Successful check-in, check-out focuses on positive behavioral goals being met and efforts made by the student to attain these goals. Thank you for participating in this module, Tier 2 Critical Features.